Hello and welcome to your healing subscription. It's so nice to have you here again. We have some tachyon set up today. I've got some cards ready for you. I have done all of my dowsing work and all of the information is ready. And so we're going to dive in and do the work. As always, I do the analysis live while we're here. So I haven't really looked at what things are why and where they are and why they're there. We're going to look at that together, and then I'm going to go through the healing work. So there may be still some work that I do after the session, but let's get your recording going so that you can participate and also receive the most out of this session. So we are going through a special time at the moment with the Pleiadian portal. I believe it is between, I think, the 15th or the 17th of November until about the 25th of November. We're going through a portal where we are lining up with Pleiades. So as for today's tune-in, we actually chose a light code that would work for the Pleiadian portal. And we are going to be also bringing that Pleiadian energy in for our work today. So let's get cracking with our work. There we go. So let's tune in. So as always, just spend a moment or two to tune in to what it is that you would like to receive within today's session. What would you like to let go of? What would you like to gain? Are there any insights, any healing, whatever it may be for you? If you need more time, pause the video and just get your intention ready. Focus on the light code. Drop into your heart space and allow your eyes to rest wherever they want to rest on this light code, or perhaps they want to trace the light code, whatever is appropriate for you. I have placed a copy of this light code on our grid as well. So whoever is tuning into this is directly connected with our grid and the information that's coming through today. When you are ready, firmly plant your feet into the ground and coming back into the space, ready to receive. Just as always, remember this is a group healing session. So if there's a specific thought, feeling, or emotion that comes up that you don't directly resonate with, imagine you do. And as such, we work as a group to heal each other, and you'll still receive the benefits of all of this. So this is our grid for today. And yeah, let's look at what we can analyze with this one. As I'd mentioned, I haven't done any analysis yet, so we're going to do that together. I actually have a video that we can look at. So let's look at that. Okay, so right at the bottom, this one is a rainbow spiral sun. It connects us right to the Earth star, and above that, so this is like deep core of the Earth, and then over here we've got our Earth star. This is an indigo sphere. Indigo sphere is the correct color to have for your Earth star. Usually it could be like a magenta or a indigo blue. Sometimes it could be other colors as well, but generally what we want is we want this chakra to be around the size of a tennis ball and indigo blue. If it's larger than that or smaller than that, sometimes it can struggle to do what it needs to do. Then we've got the rainbow spiral pyramids at the base of the feet. They are to remove any geopathic stress that we may have. So this is quite a general position that we place out here. On your knees, we've got small rainbow spiral pyramids. So these usually would indicate that we need to move forward in life. So clearing away any blockages that may be in the way. We do have a clear tree of life there, which is the right way around. So that's all good. According to this, our base chakras, this is our energy is quite depleted here on the grounding rooting level. So we need to supplement a little bit over here. On the ovary points, we've got magenta, tree of lives. So the tree of lives bring in energy on the mental, emotional level, and it brings structure in, and so the magenta color brings in a softness, a nurturing quality, a mothering quality. So our creative center is the ovary center. So whether you're male or female, doesn't matter. We all have the ovary centers. Even if you don't have ovaries, even if they have been removed, you still have those centers. And so it's calling us to be very nurturing and grounding, maybe even. On the hip points, we've got red, the tree of life. So color-wise, they're very close to each other. The magenta ones tend to have this cherry color, so there's a slight difference in variation. The red over here again brings us into vitality in our thigh bones, the marrow inside the thighs, in the bones produces some of the largest amounts of red blood cells in our entire body. So with all the muscles, with the tension, pressure, stress, and friction that we have with the muscles in the thighs on that bone marrow produces a lot of red blood cells. And so the red tree of life is about that structure and also about that vitality. Our energy, like I mentioned in the base, is depleted a little bit. So this is calling us to do a little bit more work here. We've also got a red sphere on the Hara point. That would be the spheres. They bring in a holding space. It's a soft, gentle energy. But it could mean that our Hara lines are maybe a little bit out of joint or something, and so we need to bring this back into alignment. Same with the sacral. Sacral has an orange sphere, so it's bringing that nurturing, mothering quality in. Orange is the correct color for the sacral, but shape-wise, I would have preferred to see something like a spiral sun. Same over here. Then on either side of the navel, we have the cosmic voice. The cosmic voice is all about structure and stability and safety. So it's almost like an orb version of the tree of life. The tree of life just brings energy through a mental emotional level, where the orbs bring in the energy all over. And it really is about getting things into alignment, getting structure in. This is about sending a vibration or a sound out and balancing through sound. The intestines is a gold. I think it's a gold. Yeah, it's gold. I just had to double check the color. It's a gold spiral sun, which is okay for this energy, so I'm not too worried about that. Our solar plexus has a pyramid, so that will also indicate that our solar plexus energy is depleted over here. So getting an extra boost of energy here. And then on either side, stomach and so stomach, spleen, and gallbladder and liver, they are green spiral suns. I'd prefer to see pyramids over here. So for a spiral sun to come up could indicate that the energy is maybe a little bit overactive in this area. We do have just above each of these on the alarm points for the liver, gallbladder, and for stomach, spleen, we've got spiral rainbow spiral pyramids. So there's definitely some breakdown of information or energy. The liver and gallbladder is about anger and resentment, while the stomach, spleen is about anxiety and maybe even regrets. And so on those levels, what we're going to do is we want to shake loose those energies, and we want to allow energy to be flowing again. So the spiral sun does a bit of a smooth out. The diaphragm has a pine madrigon. So shape-wise, it's okay. Pine, color-wise, is probably also okay. But for me, it feels almost like we need to focus a little bit more on the breath. So allowing the diaphragm to move as we breathe. So very important that. The heart has a 12-sided pyramid, and it's a peacock color, which is a natural normal color over here. So there's nothing much happening over here. This is normal position. On the these reflex points for our governing meridian, they have indigo spiral suns. This would also be on the lungs itself. So spiral suns is on the physical level, and indigo could sometimes indicate something like trauma. It could also mean that we need to pull the energy in. So lungs is about grief and guilt. And the governing meridian is a reservoir for energy. So working on the governing meridian reflex points, the neurolymphatics, would indicate that we may want to release trauma, because the governing meridian starts in the base chakra and goes all the way up along the back over the head. And so there may be some trauma that we're wanting to release. This could be from past, present, or maybe even potential future, because if we're sending our energy out into the future of worrying and things like that, that can cause energy to go out of sync as well. We've got a corona orb on the thymus. Corona orb is about protection, very heavy protection. Usually when a corona orb comes up, it could be spells or hexes or curses or anything like that. It could be any negative energy that anybody sends your way. Shape wise, not really a shape that I want to see on the thymus. However, on the flip side, if it's not any of those like protection things that's needed, it could also indicate spiritual development. But again, shape-wise, I would want to see a different shape. It may be a pyramid or xylurus. So this would indicate that this thymus needs quite a boost of energy. And so aqua color-wise is good, but shape, we boosting that. They have found that people who are on the spiritual path and who do spiritual development, their thymuses are more evolved, it's larger. And so perhaps what we need to do is where we're stepping into next is to really get the thymus to open up. The thymus is also associated with immune system. Then we've got a semisphere on the throat. This is a normal one over here. This is really to open up the throat so we can express ourselves fully. The carotid arteries has a Bermuda blue igloo, and on the ear chakras we've got a peacock igloo. So these are normal in this position, and this is just to open up balance and to get things going. The carotid artery is to get the vagus nerve moving. We've got the cosmic lens on either side of the ear, and that is to get balance going between the left and right hemispheres of the brain, and to get, ears are also about balance. So balance in general, we wanted to get that back. We've got clear 12-sided pyramids on the temple points. Those is to bring in clarity. And then we've got peacock and Bermuda blue 12-sided pyramids. We call this the joy and abundance sectors. Then on the third eye, we've got the aqua pyramid, the star pyramid. Normally we've got an indigo star pyramid over here, but when the aqua one comes up, it's normally some connection with aliens or external influences, maybe Arcturians or whatever. It makes sense. We're working with the Pleiadian portal. It makes sense we're working with the Pleiadians. So it could be that we're looking at the Pleiadian connection over here. If it is past life related, it is usually about past lives off planet. We've got a few extra pyramids over here. This is just for the chakras in between. Color-wise, I'm not worried about that, but we are wanting to make that connection with all of them. And then there's the clear 12-sided pyramid on top in our individuation point. So those are all good. Color-wise for these, they are all correct. So I'm not too worried about any of them. And so let's just move our way through. I think I've done a little bit of a swoop back just to see all of those. Maybe I can forward a little bit through because I have covered all of these information-wise. In our hands, we've got a semisphere green, so that indicates that we're needing some deep healing that we need to receive. On our rays, on the base, we've got a, let's check, this is a citrine, and then on the heart, we've got pink, and on the third eye, we've got a gold pyramid. Color-wise, these are the colors of the actual rays. It may not necessarily be the same as the chakras, but these are the ray colors. And so we're working a little bit with the rays. And then in the center, we've got the triple M tachyon, as we call it, Archangel Michael, Melchizedek, and Metatron. And so this is the 3 strong M quality angels giving us protection and also helping to assist us with our spiritual development and growth. On the different body parts or body levels and layers, the astral body needed some healing here. This is the pine green, which is usually new beginnings. And on the emotional, we've got the pink corona orb. So both of those corona orbs, they are about bringing in that spiritual development and also protection. And I think this is all that we have. I think we've covered them all. Yes. Okay. Beautiful. So we'll just swap back with our screen share. Okay, next what I did was I checked a card. So I took from my light code card decks. I picked a card and the grounding light code came up. So the grounding light code is really about taking all of the spiritual energy and spiritual knowledge that we receive from up above, from our monad, and from our higher self, from our higher extensions and soul, and all of that, and bringing that through into this now reality where we are taking energies from different parallel lives, from directions, from sources around us, and really integrating all of that within our now reality, and then bringing that energy back into the earth and anchoring it into the earth below us, so that we're not just affecting ourselves, but we're also affecting everybody else. So just spend a little moment here. Allow yourself to receive this light code. I am going to place this one on the layout that we have. So if you need to pause this, feel free to pause the recording. Okay, so I have placed that onto our grid. So if you need more time with this one, just pause. Next, I drew a card. And this was to see if there was a deeper focus. So I've got this one. This is from the Shamanic Healing deck. And this is all about your soul retrieval. So when there's stress or trauma or big events happening in our lives, painful events, a part of our soul drops off in that area to continue dealing with it, because time waits for no one. And so our sort of our spiritual technology that we have is that when we have something that we need to deal with, a little piece of your soul drops off, and it's almost like a bookmark in a book that reminds you that we want to go back to this point. Only problem is, in our modern society, we tend to forget about those bookmarks. We just carry on reading, or we just like not even reading. We just like putting the audio book on in the background, and then we forget that it's playing. So we forget to actually go back to these parts to go find them. And so our focus for today's session is to do some soul retrieval. So I'm going to guide you through a process for that. I'm going to place this onto our grid as well. And again, if you need to spend a bit more time to read, feel free to pause. So I've got the card on our grid. Okay, so I'm going to guide you through our process for today's healing. This will be a little bit of a separate thing. So I'm going to be doing the work after the recording on the grid, but it will be, you'll be able to follow through with this recording as well. Okay, so I want you to find yourself in a very comfortable position. Nice, slow, deep breathing. I am just grabbing a few of the Atlantean Healing Paddles. I feel that we need for the work, so you may hear a little bit of a click and a clack over here as I'm getting our paddles out. I'm going to be working with the pink paddle and the yellow paddle. So nice, slow, deep breathing. Imagine yourself in front of a massive tree. This tree is connecting heaven and earth. So as you're looking at this tree, the branches and the leaves are connecting up into the heavens like lines of light into the sky, while the roots go deep into the earth. And just allow yourself to move around this tree, this massive ancient tree. And in the trunk, you'll find a door. So allow yourself to step up to the door. Pay attention to what the door looks like. Is there anything written on it? What's the size of it? Whatever detail you want to get about this. This door leads us to the lower world. And our purpose for going to the lower world is to meet our guardian or guide. So perhaps open the door or step through the door and just announce yourself by saying or calling out loud, I want to meet my guardian or guide. I want to meet with my guardian or guide. I want to meet with my guardian or guide. The purpose for this meeting is to find your wounded aspect and to reunite that lost soul part. So keep that in your mind and in your heart. And we allow ourselves to move through this door, through the soil, and into the lower world. So allow yourself to move down, 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 deeper and deeper and deeper into the earth. You keep moving through the roots, further and further, deeper and deeper into the earth, until you get to a place where it opens up into the underworld. And perhaps just again call out loud, I want to meet with my guardian or guide. I want to meet with my guardian or guide. I want to meet with my guardian or guide. And allow yourself to see your guide appear in front of you. And ask your guide if he or she would lead you to your wounded aspect, a part of you, a part of your soul that needs to be reunited, reintegrated at this point in time. Allow your guardian or guide to take you to this lost aspect. I'm feeling quite tight in the throat center, so I'm wondering if you need to integrate something that's sitting, that's perhaps connected to the throat about speaking up or expressing yourself in some way, shape, or form. But allow your guide or guardian to take you to this lost fragment. And you may recognize this as a spark of light, or as a child, a wounded person, perhaps even a wounded animal. Whatever is appropriate for you. Just allow yourself to see this lost aspect of yourself. And ask your guardian or your guide, or use your intuition to what type of action you need to take to reclaim this lost part. Pause the recording if you need more time. Do whatever you need to do to integrate this lost part into your energy. We're going to do a chord balancing to balance any negative chords that may be attached or that may have come as a result of this soul loss. So visualize or imagine yourself in a favorite place. This is a safe space. This is your safe space. This could be a real or an imagined place. And only you are allowed into this space. This is your safe space. So visualize yourself surrounded with a cocoon of light. This cocoon of light is both protective and it also creates a sacred space around you for the work that we are about to do. Sense yourself as a shining star floating through space. And all around you, close and far, are many other configurations, other stars. And some of these will have varying degrees of force that they apply to you, some none at all. The ones that have a stronger force are energetic connections or cords that you may have with other people. You may have a sense that some of these connections and restrictions may take the forms of commitments or vows. And these may be conscious or unconscious. So in your mind's eye, create a sphere of light around your cocoon of light. This is a perfectly round sphere. And have the intention to repeat the following words in your mind or out loud after me. I now choose to balance ties and end vows with anybody or anything that was holding me in limitation. I break and rescind all vows of limitation and ask that any and all restrictions that have blocked me in my expression be released right now. I choose to let go of any doubts or limiting beliefs about my capability to contribute to life and to manifest the most fulfilling and joyful expression of my soul's plan. Take a deep breath in and hold, crystallize this, and release. Now command or ask this sphere around you to start spinning. And as it's spinning, it's clearing and disconnecting any limiting beliefs, any cords, any negative connections, guilt, doubt, trauma. This is from negative present or past life experiences, or anything else that may be relevant over here. Allow this light to spin faster and faster, faster and faster, as it releases and clears. As the spin comes to an end, you may feel clearer, brighter, and freer. Now request that a divine force seals this light with a blue light around you. And around this blue light, let's place a layer of orange light. Around the orange light, let's place a pink light, a layer of pink. And around the pink layer, let's place a gold layer, shiny gold. So that anything that needs to come through your field will have to first bounce off that gold. And if it penetrates through that, it needs to come through a space of the heart, through the pink energy, and then through a protective layer of orange, and then through angelic protective layer of blue. To see yourself back in the lower world, in the place where we've just integrated that lost soul piece. With this new piece integrated as part of our life, with all the cords released, we're going to now move to the upper realms. So thank your guides and your guardians. And with your lost piece fully integrated into your body, let's retrace the steps back into the roots, coming all the way up along the roots, all the way into the tree trunk. And this time we're going to go up into the branches, moving deeper and higher into the sky and beyond the sky and into the upper realms. Finding yourself in the realm of the soul, beyond time and space. It is now time to manifest the healing in different aspects of your human life. So we brought this lost soul part of ourselves to the upper realm. We've integrated that part as much as we can. And now, in the realm of the soul, in the realm of all possibilities, governed by our intention, we want to heal this wounded and limiting belief that we brought with us. So asking your guides and guardians from the upper realms to assist in this healing if needed, or you may do this for yourself. Intend that lost part, the returned part, becomes whole. And from this point of the upper world, just imagine that you're looking down at your life on earth. See an image of yourself on earth, in your human life, acting and interacting with more wholeness and integrity. Your previously missing part is now integrated. It's part of your life. See yourself fully engaging with life as a more complete and more whole person. As you do, this image of you as a whole person, as a whole being, starts attracting you back, pulling you back, as though it's got a magnetic force to it, pulling you back into that body, grounding yourself, pulling your energy into the body, almost like it's a hand squeezing into a glove, fitting perfectly into that glove. And take a deep breath in. And firmly plant your feet into the ground. Flickering your eyes open, coming back into this space and time. I'm just going to integrate the work that we've done. So taking ring finger and thumb together, I'm going to use the index finger and middle fingers to tap behind the ears on the mastoid process. Then we're going to do eye rotations. Easiest way to do this is to imagine a big box in front of you, looking in the top middle corner, middle corner, middle corner, middle corner, middle, and then we're going to rotate that in the opposite direction. We're going to do eyes open and eyes closed. So ring finger and thumb together, tapping with index and middle finger, and then stretching the eyes as you're doing your eye rotations in one direction, reverse the direction, and then you're going to do it with eyes closed as well. Going in one direction, really stretch the eyes, and reverse direction. Stretching the eyes as far as you can. And when you're done, you can stop that move. Welcome back. So I've done another card, and this one is to see if we have any homework. So Paco is all about self-healing, or it could also be about working with a healer. So the Paco is the shamanic healer, and it is really important as a shamanic practitioner or as a healing facilitator. So that's my job, for example, in this location, is to also do your own personal healing. So I can't help and assist others if I don't do my own healing. So my own healing needs to be my regular practice. I need to, and if I can't do something for myself, I need to go find another practitioner that I can work with. But in this instance, this is your homework. So your homework is to really focus on your own healing. Now, if you cannot do healing for yourself, if it's something that's not in your repertoire, then this is a call for you to work directly with another healer, whether this is going to be working directly one-on-one with me or working with any other practitioner that you are working with on a one-on-one basis. So there's something else that needs to be integrated, something else that you need to work with. Maybe you need to dive deeper with something that came up in today's session, or maybe there's something else that's sitting in the background that was not connected within today's session, or maybe in any of the sessions before. And so this is your call to action to get some one-on-one time with a practitioner, again, me or anybody else, doesn't matter who the person is, or do your own healing with whatever healing modality you have available, whether it's Reiki or crystals or tachyons or whatever you have at your disposal. Sound, meditation, shamanic work, anything. This is about you going deeper, diving deeper in your own healing. So this is going to be homework for you, this Paco card. This is for you finding that wounded healer, the part of you that needs to heal, that you need to heal for yourself. Again, if you can't do this for yourself, if you don't have the skills or the know-how, then work directly with another healing facilitator. So I'm going to pause this recording. I'm actually going to stop this recording on this side. And then what I'm going to do is stop share. I'm going to continue working on our chart. Let me just actually, I think I've got it still on the image. Yeah, I'm going to continue, doing a little bit more work on this chart. And I will, once this video is done rendering and I'm done with my work on that side, I will upload this and start sharing that. And yeah, that's it for today's session. Our helpers for today's session, the paddles that came in was the yellow paddle and the pink paddle. And so these Atlantean paddles, they're actually quite potent tools. When we do work with them, it's a good idea if you possibly can lie down for 10 to 30 minutes, just lying down to absorb, allow the energy to settle, because they can be quite strong when we work with them. And I'm going to be working with them over the Tachyon chart as well. So you may feel a little bit zonked out, and that's okay. So just give yourself 10 to 30 minutes to just lie down and do nothing. Don't think of anything. Don't try and do anything. Just lie there, maybe take a little bit of a nap. So with that, I thank you for your participation in today's session, and I'm sending you lots of love and light, and I'll see you in our next session. Take care. Bye. Oops, there goes the whole thing going bang. Take care, everyone. See you in the next session.